All right, part two. So, as I was saying, I was invited to a bonfire by some Edomites that I went to school with, classmates. All right, so they having a bonfire. We exchanged. Well, he gave me his number. Right. Well, we exchanged numbers. He said, hit him up. He'll give me directions. He called me. Called me that night. Let it ring. Why? Because the scriptures told me to never trust my enemies. And if I wouldn't have went over there, I'm going into my enemy's territory. In the woods at night. What could happen to me? All right, that will be my own fault for trusting them. Right? Never trust your enemies. Okay, and that's one of the things that's going to end our people lives in masses. All right, the time of Jacob's trouble is coming, and these little Edomites ain't got nothing on these big elite Edomites that's controlling and manipulating the whole world, especially here in America. That's going to have our people, all right, trusted in America, and it's going to, and they're liking it to a people that's led to the slaughter, right? The time of Jacob's trouble is coming. People love the so-called white man so much, think that he can't do no wrong. They think that we wrong, all right? They hate us for telling them that the white man is the so-called devil, and you need to beware of him, right? So it says, if adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first, acting like your friend. And though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. This Jake and you Jakes out there will be undermined by these Edomites. Trust and believe. And he will shake his head and clap his hands and whisper much. That's what these devils do. Right? When they go in the comfort of their own home or in their own safe space, they whispering, bro. And change his countenance. Then he ain't smiling no more. This nigga drinking beer and talking shit. Right? These devils know how to play. Don't forget. These is John 8 and 44. Ye are of your father the devil. This is Yahweh Shah talking to these wicked Israelites. You telling them you acting like the so-called white man. The lust of your father ye will do. So you acting like the so-called white man, the devil. He was a murderer from the beginning. Who was a murderer from the beginning? Cain was. These Edomites, through the spirit, go back to Cain, through the lineage. Right? The same spirit that's in these devils today was in the spirit of them Canaan, them descendants of Cain back then. Cain and his descendants. In a bold, not in the truth. These Edomites, they ain't got no justice, no uprightness, inside of them. They ain't got no truth in them. They get away with these trail of bodies behind them, and they get away with it, and they have no conscience for you. They're not crying out for you because there is no truth in him. They don't look at you like they're your brothers or they're your equals. This is the lie that so-called white man has trapped our people with this integration, right? Segregation did us better because it kept our eye on the so-called white man for the most part, but not for all the part. You always had simple-minded Jakes, okay? When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. All right? Because I tell you the truth, ye believed me not. And that's the same thing, with us. The servant is not greater than his master. They didn't believe Yahweh Shai. They don't believe us because we tell them the truth. of what's really going on in this planet. But let's get this real quick. Our people love to be idiots. Okay? This is Genesis chapter 44 and verse 9. I started verse 7. If thou doest well, shall not that be accepted? And if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door. And unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. And Cain talked with Abel his brother, and it came to pass, when they were in the field, that Cain rose up against Abel his brother and slew him. All right? See, these Edomites don't like the fact that we Israelites are better than them. So they always looking at you with this contempt. But why they smile at you though? Right? But when they get the opportunity, they gon' show you their true colors. It's happened time and time again. Right? It shows you even in that 12 years a slave. You know, they buttered Jacob. They told him how good his skills was and how they could give him opportunities. They befriended him. They got him drunk. Took him in the back alley. He woke up in slavery, in chains. Come on, bro. It says, yeah, these Edomites don't like the fact that we better than them. Right? Jake was, Nolan Wells, he was a football player. He was shining. The Edomite females, they like to shine. They like to, how Jake got the swag with the skills. And you just know it, right? Verse 8. And Cain talked with Abel his brother, and it came to pass, when they were in the field, when he got the opportunity, that Cain rose up against Abel his brother and slew him. Right? And Yahweh said unto Cain, where is Abel thy brother? Where's Wells at? And he said, I know not. Am my brother's keeper? I don't know what happened to him. Right? And he said, what hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood cried unto me from the ground. So ultimately, the Lord know what happened. Right? And now art thou cursed from the earth, which hath opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand. That's why under the rule of the so-called white man Cain, the earth sucks. Right? But not under us, the Israelites. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. That's why the food nutrients are not dense as it should be. The herbs, the nuts, the seeds, the food in general is lacking nutritional value because Cain is in rulership. A fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth. All right, now this applied back then and it applies now. Right? So Esau is a traveler. That nigga don't stay at home. He conquering everybody. Right? Cain means a thrusting weapon, and Esau was blessed with the weapons. That's the, comparing spiritual with spiritual. All right? It says, I'll read to 15 and I'll be done. And Cain said unto Yahweh, my punishment is greater than I can bear. Behold, thou hast driven me out of this day from the face of the earth, and from thy face shall I be hid. I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth. And it shall come to pass that everyone that findeth me shall slay me. It's going to get to this point to where Esau is going to be looked at as the criminal. All right? And everybody going to come for his throat. All right? All this so-called white privilege is about to end, right? Ultimately, with Yahweh coming and taking these devils down, right? Sitting at the kingdom of heaven. And the most hated nation at this time when they're in slavery will be the Edomites. And Yahweh said unto him, therefore, whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. That's why when a so-called black, Latino, and Native American, all right, or any other nation touch, well, mainly us, unalive an Edomite, we're put under the jail, all right? Or we offend or do anything to an Edomite, the judgment is more severe than it ever. It's more severe. But when Edomites do it, they get a slap on the wrist. Yahweh said unto him, therefore, whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And Yahweh set a mark upon Cain, which is the mark of leprosy, right? So he could be identified. What would identify him out of all the other nations on the planet? Him being leprous, right? As he is today. Lest any find him should kill him, right? And these descendants of Cain that grew, right? And you have the descendants of Cain through the descendants of the Edomites on earth doing the same shit he did. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying, giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Ba'Shem Chakadash Brakathon Shalom.